Alright, we're jumping straight into it. I'm about halfway up, I'd say. I've done more than half of the elevation. Absolutely caked in sweat. It is pretty good weather for it, to be honest. It's still kind of cool. I feel like it's going to get quite cold at night. You know, when you do a big ascent into like a mountain, it's going to drop down by quite a bit. So today, visiting Martijn Doolard's farm, or cabins. It was a goal of mine to do that on this trip. I planned to do it when I was in the region originally, back in like day 30 to 35, but he was just busy. He was elsewhere, I think. Just couldn't make it work. So now that I've finished the full challenge, and I finished in Sardinia in Porto Torres, and I just took the ferry to Genoa. And since it was quite close, you know, decided to make this work if it could. And he was available. He's coming tomorrow, but there's someone else there now who will, you know, is currently camping and like looking after the place, or just doing the odd jobs. So yeah, I mean, it says like 2 hours to get up the hill, but it's I'm a bit knackered today because I did the ascent out of Genoa yesterday, and that was like 1,300 meters climb. So today my legs are a bit mushy and taking it in stages. But it's beautiful up here, like the valley down there, and then also the view of the town at the bottom. Just insane. So yeah, just gonna continue on, and I'm gonna stay for one day, see how we get on, because I need to make it back to Venice to my family, see them for a few days, and then I need to fly out because I got a flight booked, yeah, quite soon. So yeah, let's continue on.
Room, Airbnb at Torre for 2 days we go.
Just in the tent now, guys. Just got woken up by this storm. Lightning sounds very close, and the rain is coming heavy. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, a bit wet, just a bit. So I made it back in one piece. It was a struggle getting down that mountain. I left pretty much in the morning, and yeah, the rain was just kind of going non-stop. There was lightning in the night as well, which, you know, was a bit kind of surprising. I was just like, I didn't expect this. I thought it was just rain. But yeah, going down the mountain, I went down a different road that I came up. He recommended the one that goes by kind of like Johannes's house, because it's more paved most of the way, but the way down to kind of like ground level is very steep. Some adventurous riding for sure. And I went over a point where I got some air and I landed back down, and I was just like, oh damn, that could have been bad. But the front wheel popped, you know, as it hit the ground, so I was running on a flat. That was about like 70% of the way down, so I just continued. It was the front wheel, which isn't as much of a problem as the back wheel. If your back goes flat and you're still riding on like rough roads, it's likely the tire's going to slip off. But since, you know, it was just the front, it was fine. I just kept going. I went all the way to Porto Torres, and then just set up in a cafe. I was absolutely soaked as well. I had my merino top, a down jacket, and then a waterproof. But I don't think it's that waterproof, to be honest. I need to change it because my down jacket got soaked, which is absolutely terrible for down. As soon as it gets wet, it loses like all its warmth properties. Merino wool is still okay, but you know, if it's covered in a wet blanket, then it's not gonna keep you warm. So I had to change then, and you know, change the tire was fine. Went on the road. It was, you know, no rain coming down. And I continued on for about half an hour, well, probably a bit less, and the rain just chucked it down again. It was probably like I was riding into the storm. But I made it to Pinerolo, and then just got the trains all the way to Venice, Mestre that day. Italian trains are a bit frustrating at times because they are sometimes late, and there's no updates on like the stops, and also in England, sometimes if a train is late and that's kind of like a major connector to another train, they'll halt the other train for a bit to make up for that delay. This one, nah. It's just kind of like, it runs, when it gets in, you know, it stays for whatever time. It's probably late and then it just leaves. So I missed the connection, which is annoying. And then I stayed, Venice Mestre for a night and then made it back here. So, yeah, all in all, very good. In terms of the work I did at Martin's place, so pretty much the only thing he needed were stones to be shifted from, you know, various points along his property to the cabin he's building. And, you know, he needs big stones, you know, stones all sizes. I've had back problems for a while and I didn't want to start shifting these massive stones, so I pretty much just did like, you know, small medium stones most of the day, which, you know, every little helps and there's no point, no one benefits from an injury. It's basically my excuse. There's this guy there called Sasha from Austria. He was 52 and he was holding big stones, like very fit guy, also on the bike. Yeah, he was incredible for that age, to be honest. You know, very strong worker. Yeah, and I didn't really want to film as well in terms of, you know, the work we were doing or the conversations that we had. It's always nice to, you know, get that footage, but then, you know, it's like the first time I met him and it's his thing to film the stuff he does and the interactions he has with the people that, you know, come and volunteer. So it's kind of like intruding on that space. I didn't really feel comfortable doing that or asking. I asked to do some drone shots. It's a different thing getting drone shots because no one's speaking, you know, you're not filming anyone in particular. You're just filming like the scenery. And we finished the work, he was making dinner and I had some time to kind of like lope around. So yeah, good trip all in all. Very short and sweet, you know, just for a day there I was helping him. And then, you know, had to come back here. So I'll catch you guys in the next video and hopefully the bike makes it all in one piece back to England so I can cycle Scotland. Let's go!